Camille smiled. Textbook question. Not today. Not unless you want me to. Textbook answer. The door swung open a little less than the width of Camille's hips. She turned sideways and shimmied through the space. It closed quickly behind her. 5 clicks. The darkness wasn't unexpected. Deeper and thicker than merely stepping from outside to inside. The smell surprised her, though. Lily of the Valley. Her olfactory system had been prepared for rancid, moldy, or at best, stuffy. It wasn't prepared for Lily of the Valley. The diminutive woman stepped away from the door. Let me turn on another light. Another? Allison reached across a tower of mismatched boxes, angled her body to avoid a pile of a dozen or more blankets, and flicked on a table lamp. It stood 4 feet tall. Only the top of the shade was visible behind the stack. Camille hadn't expected Lily of the Valley, or a client who looked like her mother. Same pale eyes, rimmed in darker blue, the outer corners tilted down, as if already halfway to a frown. Same wispy, shoulder-length blonde hair that seemed unsure of its role on the woman's head. Same. Yes. Same open button-down sweatshirt cardigan. Different shade of gray. Allison flicked at her hair. Camille made eye contact and reined in her renegade thoughts. A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Chase. You too. Allison tugged her cardigan closed. You'll need a place to sit. She moved through the room without waiting for an answer, surveying the stacks, rejecting several possible options, and moving to the next. Where do you usually sit, Allison? She brightened. Over here. I keep all my things handy. She pointed to an upholstered glider rocker and ottoman surrounded on 3 sides by walls of magazines and books. Many of them cookbooks, Camille noted, and well-worn classics. You take your favorite chair then, and I'll... This next step wouldn't be easy. She considered moving a plastic tote closer to where Allison now sat, a makeshift place to sit. But for her client's anxiety's sake, she couldn't disturb the disordered order. Would it be okay if I used this straight-backed chair? I can set these books right over here for now. Can't use that chair. This could get interesting. It only has 3 legs. This one, then? Camille rested her hand on the back of another, not a match to the first. 3 legs. I'm kind of partial to chairs with 3 legs. Allison shrugged, as if that were all the explanation necessary. Camille bent to look. Both chairs were propped with piles of bricks where a leg should be. I don't mind standing for a while. That might work. Allison's chin quivered. For now. The woman offered a barely there smile. For now. Smoke. Camille smelled smoke again. And that persistent Lily of the Valley. A candle burned somewhere in the room. There it was, on top of the aged television. Not safe. But a whole lot of trust building would have to come first before Allison would be ready to have Camille warn her of the danger. Camille shifted her position so she couldn't see the candle's flame and the way it danced awkwardly, mocking her. One woman's anxieties at a time. Allison's first. I suppose you want me to tell you I'm ready to get rid of this stuff, Allison said, gaze fixed firmly on her hands in her lap. I'd be surprised if you were ready, Allison. Camille focused on the hands, too, pale and soft, with short, even nails, like her mother's. Allison's fingernails sported the remnants of what looked like weeks-old pink polish. The woman picked at what little remained. I'm honored you invited me in, Allison.